Hello, welcome back to Railway Crafting Corner. No, not really. It is, of course, Gas Buteo Tabletop Football, where today we're doing something a little bit different, making this. Can you see that? Let me hold it up to the camera so you can see it. So we're making this. So why are we making this? Now, when I first started doing Gas Buteo on YouTube, I was trying to build a sort of I don't know really what I was aiming for, but point is, I bought this because it was really inexpensive. It's like a paper stroke cardboard, as you can see, PortaKabin model by a company called modelrailwayscenery.com. Can't remember how much it was, but something like £8 rings a bell. Very, very cheap. There's actually two versions of this. So this is the laser cut cardboard version, which I'll show you in a minute. But you also get just a paper version where you source the cardboard yourself, and that's even cheaper. So that's just like a few quid. Right, let's talk ourselves through it. First of all, why are we doing it? Because I wanted to build originally like a sort of if you're familiar with Rovers and any other sort of clubs of the type, we have a community trust PortaKabin in the car park. There used to be a few PortaKabins there, and I wanted to do something like that. So, you know, have a little sort of PortaKabin on the edge somewhere, just to give a bit of a Bristol Rovers vibe. So, where are we with it? I have been doing a bit of it. I was going to do a video at the start, and then, you know, sort of show you what it looked like after. But I was a bit unsure whether it was going to work or not, because first thing you got to say about this is, although the instructions are very clear, so fair play to Model Railway Scenery, it's hard to see how you could go wrong in the instruction of it, but it is very fiddly. So, you know, obviously it's a 00 scale, just like Subbuteo football figures, and that means it's all quite small. So this is what we've been doing over here. Now, how it comes, this is the cardboard laser cut version. Like I said, you can get a paper version. If you get it comes in sort of several parts. So some of the sheets are sort of photographic images of the thing you're building. In this case, it's a 1970s PortaKabin. And then the rest of it is a laser cut piece of thin cardboard. And obviously these are all filled in with bits of cardboard. And then you cut them out following the instructions. Here's the instructions down here. So let's have a look at them. You know, and it's fairly simple stuff. Sort of step one, roughly cut out all the black and white base layer templates and laminate or glue onto 0.7mm thick card. So that's what you do if you've just got the paper version. I don't know if you can see that on there. For the laser cut kit, which is this one, where you get the cardboard supplied. Yeah, the card sheets in front of you, familiarise yourself. And then it's very simply cut out base layer A1. So all these little pieces are numbered. That one, for instance, is G. I haven't got to that yet. And then so you cut out base layer A1 and A2, glue them together in a stack. Funny enough, I've just made a stack. This is a stack of three. This is for the roof. But the base was pretty similar to that. And then it tells you what to do. So I think that was the floor. So that's like two thicknesses of the cardboard at, what was it, 0.7 of a mil. So 1.4mm together when glued together. And then on top of that, as you can imagine, you cut out the photo image of the floor plate and stick that on as well. So effectively that's like, you know, a bit of ply really, isn't it? You know. Two bits of cardboard with a bit of an image glued on top. Now you do the same thing for all the, as you can see on the instructions there, for all the walls. See that? The wall section. So there's one of the wall sections. Here's another one of the wall sections. These are slightly more complex and fiddly because you've got to do the windows. So these are like the insides of the PortaKabin. And then these be the outside, but it'll have an image stuck on there, which will cover up that. So I haven't got to it yet, so I'm not sure how the windows work. I suppose the windows are just like that, imaged on, photographed on. So they'll stick on the outside of that. Now these are also double thickness cards, so it tells you when you've got to do that. But the reason this is a bit more fiddly because you've got to cut out the windows and then cut bits off and fold it round, and you get glue all over your hands, and that sort of holds it in place. And then presumably when I get to it, that'll be cut out and with glue on top. Now I don't know how this, like I said, I don't know how this works because it's asked you to cut out window holes, but the windows on here are like, you know, there's images of windows, so not sure what's going on there. It doesn't look like you have to cut the windows out. Let's have a look at the, I mean, it's meant to look like that when it's finished, so I don't know. Not there yet. I'm not on that step. I'm only on, what step am I on? Step 8. And in total, just to give you an idea, there is 38 steps, is it? I think, yeah, 38 steps in total, and then it sort of ends up like that. Just have a look at that, how the windows work there. Perhaps you've got an option of putting plastic in or having sort of photographic windows, because you do get some sort of light film, which looks a bit like it's meant to be windowy. Or perhaps they stick on top. Ah, actually, I think I know how this works. I think I've worked it out. So you'll probably cut that out. That'll stick over the top of there. Sorry, I was off camera there. So it puts a bit of a sheen on the windows. And then maybe you'll put that on the top of that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure we'll work out in the end. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. And then we're going to create, I want to get as well a little sort of Bristol Rovers badge like this. I know I've got one here in front of me, but this one's got a bit of a scratching. So I want to get one like that so I can stick it on the front so it looks like Community Trust hat. But we'll work that out when we get to it. All right? Right. So that's what we're doing today. A little bit different, you know, but it's a little thing that doesn't cost a lot of money, and you can just add it to your scenery. If it turns out anything like that, it will be quite convincing. So, you know, we'll see how we get on with it. I'm a bit concerned about doing these drain pipes, and there's a few sort of other very, very slender pieces like these. You know, it starts getting a bit fiddly. I'm not sure how I'm going to cope with that, but we'll see how it gets on. And what I'll do, when I've finished it, I will do another video showing how it turned out and whether or not I think it was worth getting it. And what I'll do for the next video as well, I'll have a look through. I think I bought this on, I probably bought it on Amazon or eBay, but I'll have a look if I've still got the sort of purchase sale on there, and I'll see how much it was, or I'll look it up and see how much it is now. But it really wasn't very expensive at all. Very, very inexpensive. So there we are. What other news I got? Oh, I got some other news. So the YouTube channel had a message off YouTube, and they say they've changed something about how people find YouTube channels. So if you've got a YouTube channel yourself, you know they're doing this thing now called tags. So basically, the link to the channel used to be like www.youtube. Something like c.gasbutio.football, and now they're shortening that down to make it a bit more snappy. So they're doing this for all YouTube channels, like, as far as I know, and then you have to choose a new one. So I think my new one, if I can find it, I'll put it in the comments, but now it's just YouTube .gasbutio, something like that. So I've shortened it down so it's a bit easier to copy, paste, share around, etc, etc. But I'll put that in the comments as well. All right? Right. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to crack on with this now, because to be honest, it's getting a bit fiddly, and my my patience is limited on fiddly things. So I might leave it, let these bits dry out, and then we can get back to it another day, and that should solidify them up as well. They do feel, to be fair, once you got, oh yeah, I should tell you, I was just using bog standard PVA glue for that. And I haven't watered that down. I just sort of brushed it on. So I've got a brush there, brush it on, and then sort of spread it around. And it's, when the paper goes on the images, it sort of softens it up a bit. And then to get the sharpness in the corners of the windows, rather than using my finger, I just fold them over with that carefully, and then flatten them out on that side, and it keeps the windows relatively sharp and neat. All right. Right. Anyway, so that's that, and we'll see how it turns out for next time. All right, then. Up the gas.